Hi everyone, how's it going? This is Resident of Collingwood for YouTube, Resident _of _Collingwood for BitChute, and I'm here to do my final video, Halloween 5, a true masterpiece. In my opinion, anyway. Everybody bitches about the fact that Michael cries in this movie. I view Michael's tears a lot differently than anyone else. So let's look at this. Here's Michael Myers, who is, thrown from a truck because they're going off of four. He goes into an open, a cemetery, an odd-looking cemetery, if you will, or open field, and then Rachel and Jamie are in the truck. Rachel tells Jamie, "Stay in the truck." Yeah, she doesn't listen. Jamie goes to him, touches his hand. We've never seen a kid touch Michael Myers. And not just any kid, his niece. It's so. And here's the thing: when it happens, it doesn't seem odd, or even with the end of four. Four. When you just if you were to just watch four and not watch five right away, Jamie touching Michael didn't seem odd because Jamie is a kind person. She's not mean. She's this little innocent girl, and she's just touching someone who, you know, is related to her. To me, I felt Jamie was trying to understand of, well, why? Why are you coming after me? But, there is no rhyme or reason to what Michael does. He just does it, right? So, Jamie touches Michael, and, Rachel hollers for her. Michael sits up, and then the police shoot Michael, and he falls down. And then they throw a stick of dynamite, and boom, and then he goes into the river, barely escaping, right? Now, that Jamie stabs her stepmom. Doesn't kill her. So Jamie's attempt at killing somebody isn't successful the way Michael's was. Michael was much more a more methodical killer. Jamie only attempted the act of it. She didn't actually kill her stepmom. And I think that's something to point out. Now, when I think about those tears in Halloween 5, and here's why I say 5 is a true masterpiece. Many people point out, oh, he was crying because he had felt he didn't want to kill Jamie. Oh, he was crying because he, he was sad because of what he had to do. Really? Really? Okay. So, Michael Myers, when I look at this movie, what's the what has Michael been doing throughout this entire film? Michael sits up, he stalks and kills the hermit who saved his life. Michael stalks and kills Rachel Carruthers, the very person who could give him a fight and, who would die to protect Jamie. And Michael is aware of this. Michael just had an encounter with this woman a year ago. And the biggest mindfuck of this movie is Jamie has some sort of psychic link to Michael now in this film. And here's where I interpret this. Yes, she does, but so does he. He knows she can see it. And guess what? The way he's stalking them and the way he's killing, the hermit, Rachel, he stalks Tina. He's watching Tina. He kills Tina's boyfriend. He kills Tina's friends. Michael is taunting Jamie. Michael, with each stalk and each kill, is trying to get something. And I'll explain what he's getting. Now we know the Men in Black is in this movie, and I'll get to that. Michael does stalk and kill Tina. Finally, does stab her after killing her friends. They get to the Myers house. Loomis, there's an attack on the clinic. The hospital, they leave the Myers house, the police do. All but Loomis, one cop, and Jamie. Guess who shows up? Michael. Michael shows up, kills the first cop, goes inside, stabs Dr. Loomis. Well, sort of slices him. Okay. He kills the cop. And now it's this big chase sequence. Beautiful, by the way. Beautiful sequence. That's what I mean. There was stalking in this movie. We haven't, to me, look, there was somewhat stalking, I guess, in the 4. But for me, 5 brought back the stalking I have not seen since the original. And I loved it. I loved it. Now, you get to the scene where Jamie's laying in the coffin. Boogeyman, Uncle, show me. Yes, Michael takes off his mask. Yes, we see the tear go down his face. But what I see is the same icy cold look that Dr. Loomis described so well all those years ago. The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. And you might say, okay, tears though, right? People get mad at the tear. I don't, because I interpret it differently. I don't interpret it as sorrow or sad or feeling guilty. My dear friends, Michael Myers in Halloween 5, those are tears of happiness. Michael is happy that once again, the evil that left his body, he has been stalking and killing all throughout this blessed movie. The evil that left his body and entered into this little girl's body has now returned to its rightful owner. He is happy. That's how I interpret that tear. To me, Halloween 5 is truly a work of art. It's a masterpiece. It's so beautifully done. I mean, people get mad at, Rachel Carruthers. I don't. Because, look, every character should be different. Rachel shouldn't be Tina Williams. Tina Williams is different than Rachel Carruthers. And as she should be. Look, you don't want a clone of another character. You want your characters to be different. And that's where I appreciate Tina. Tina is different. And I've heard Tina doesn't care about Jamie. Really, then why the hell does Tina argue with who she believes is her boyfriend in the brute mask about Jamie? that argument is about Jamie. And when I take away from that is that's not the first time they've had that argument. So excuse me. So for me, Halloween 5 is a masterpiece that is really underappreciated. I really enjoyed the movie. I think it's a fun watch. It's really creepy and dark. And as for the Man in Black, now I've often said when I first watched this movie as a kid, I thought the Man in Black was the devil. We know the Man in Black is Dr. Terrence Wynn, or at least they're gonna make it win in 6. Here's what I'll say. I think the Man in Black did add a very interesting layer. And they could have gone a lot of directions with this to me. I don't mind it being Win because it makes sense that somebody else would become obsessed with Michael. Win's obsession isn't Loomis's obsession, and Loomis's obsession isn't what Win's is. So there are many layers of obsession, and Win's is his cult in 6 worships the guy. Um, Beautiful gunplay with the Tommy gun sequence. I love that. So I like the Man in Black. It gives Halloween 5 an even darker feel. And that's saying something because that movie is beautifully dark. There are just movies that are beautifully dark. And Halloween 5 and 6 to me are the darkest installments of this franchise. And they are beautifully dark. So that's my review. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a good day.